Good morning, everyone. Today's topic we are going to discuss is SWOT analysis. How many of you are knowing this? Okay, you all know the acronyms of the word SWOT, obviously. The SWOT analysis. But before going to SWOT analysis, let's see what actually this SWOT analysis, apart from that, there are certain major techniques also. All these things are what? They are actually treatment for complex environment of the business. If the business environment is complex, they need to be treated well, and for that we go for the SWOT analysis. Is one of a technique. There are different techniques as well. There's ETOP, then there's a Quest, then BCG matrix is there, then PESTEL is there, then directional policy matrix is there. All these are the major techniques, but here in our text for class 11 we are only going to go through SWOT analysis. Obviously SWOT analysis is important. So what the very first thing comes is the meaning of the word SWOT analysis. SWOT is an acronym for the word strength, weakness, opportunities and threat. We all know everybody has the strength and weakness. All these things we all are aware of. And opportunities and threats can be identified. You have to identify them. The SWOT analysis can also be modified into TOWS, T-O-W-S. That's just threats, opportunities, weakness, and strength. Did you get my point? So this is what the SWOT analysis is. Now, in our book, as you see on page number 19, I hope you have opened your book already to page number 19. Now, a very small definition is given for the word SWOT. You can underline on page number 19. Now we move on to page number 20. You see, a SWOT analysis chart is shown to you where we have internal and external, helpful and harmful. So you can see internally comes two things, strength and weakness, and externally comes opportunities and threat. Plus, strength and opportunities are helpful factors, and whereas weaknesses and threats are harmful factors for anybody, for any organization. Thus, a SWOT analysis guides you to identify your organization's strength and weakness, as well as broader the opportunities and threat. Strength. What is the strength? Strength is an inherent capability or resource of a company which it can use to gain strategic advantage over its customer. That means, what is your strength? You are gaining over your customers. You are getting the benefit of your customer. Countrywide distribution network, for example, like suppose for example you are selling your product throughout the country, so that is your strength. Now moving on to the weakness. Our weakness is an inherent limitation. Like sometimes what happens, we have our weaknesses, we have got our limitations, right, which is already inherent in us, which creates a strategic disadvantage. They are the areas where the business needs to improve to remain competitive. You need to improve in those areas. Then only you will be competitive. Otherwise, you'll be lost somewhere. Family feud is today a weakness for Reliance Industry. As you know, they have got a family feud. Good example, huh? Now, moving on to the opportunity. An opportunity is a favorable condition in the company's external environment. It means you have an opportunity to grow somewhere, or you got opportunity to expand. Economic liberalization and globalization offers an opportunity to companies which want to enter banking, insurance, telecommunication sectors. These are the developing sectors. Now the last point, threat. A threat is an unfavorable condition. Nobody wants a threat, right? Causes a damage or a risk to the position. Competition from multinational corporation is a threat to the Indian firms. Indian firms take these multinational companies are coming and they are killing our industry. So it's a threat to them. They take it in that way. Despite the fact that these forces are beyond the controlling ability of the company, obviously it's a threat because you're not able to control them. So you need to be very careful as to how to control your threat, how to manage your threat. That is again very important. So threat is to be managed properly. If you're not able to manage your threat, you're not able to control your business. So, according to the text, a threat is an unfavorable condition in the company's external environment which causes the damage or risk to its position. Competition from multinational corporation is a threat for Indian firms. Example, you can add on there example so that it remains in your mind. Despite the fact that these forces are beyond the controlling ability of the company. SWOT analysis might likewise help in preparing the company in the formation of an alternate arrangement. You have your alternate arrangement. If he can't do, then she can do. If she can't do, then he can do. Right? You've got an alternate arrangement. If manpower A cannot do, then manpower B can do. That will empower you rapidly and successfully address these issues if they crop up, if they grow up. SWOT analysis is helpful in the formulation of an effective strategy that can capitalize on the opportunities and neutralize the threat faced by an organization. Whatever the threat is faced by the organization, you have to, it's a kind of an effective strategy that is going to capitalize on the opportunities, and opportunities will be capitalized and threat will be neutralized. Did you get my point? So in this way you are working on it. You are neutralizing the threat. You are neutralizing the threat. You are grabbing the opportunity, or you capitalizing the opportunities. Did you get my point? You are capitalizing the opportunities. Now, I believe for today's class this much is enough. One more thing can be added. If you turn the page, and then you can see there is one more thing, importance of SWOT analysis. Let's do that point. In the next class, we'll be doing about HUL. Today's class, importance of SWOT analysis. Can you see that? SWOT analysis is very useful technique for analyzing and understanding the business environment. Did you get my point? Very simple, inexpensive, does not require much time, quite flexible method, all these things, right? Now, moving on to the question answers. Are you all ready with your pen? Are you all ready with your pen? Good. Take down. Question number 1. Name some major techniques. Name some major techniques to analyze and diagnose. Analyze spelling ANALYSE. Name some major techniques to analyze and diagnose. DIAGNOSE. Diagnose the complex business environment. The complex business environment. Question number 2. What does SWOT stand for? Question number 3. How can we identify strength and weakness? How can we identify strength and weakness? Written? Okay. Question number 4. How can we identify opportunities and threats? Opportunity spelling OPPORTUNITIES. Opportunities and threat. How can we identify opportunities and threats? Next question. Give a diagram to show the factors of helpful and harmful in SWOT analysis. To show factors of helpful and harmful in SWOT analysis. Written. Next question. Write a note giving example on number A, strength, number B, weakness, number C, opportunity, number D, threat. Number D, threat. Next question. How does SWOT analysis treats the opportunities and threat faced by an organization? How does SWOT analysis treat the opportunities and the threat faced by an organization? Written. That's all for today, because the importance I can discuss, and I'll be giving the question answer in the next class along with the HUL and SWOT analysis of HUL. Along with that, I'll be giving you. So do the question answers of these questions which I gave you today, and let it be ready for the next class. I hope that much is clear for you, because in the next class we have only one slide, and then we'll be doing the leftover. You have your book and we'll be discussing about it. Till then, stay home, stay safe, and complete all the question answers given to you by now. Nothing should be left unattended. Each and everything is important. Thank you.
In this video, we're talking all about SWOT analysis, what it's used for, the various elements and considerations of building a SWOT diagram, and how to get started doing it. SWOT analysis is a key part of any business and strategic plan. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Strengths and weaknesses are internal factors, and opportunities and threats are external factors. A SWOT diagram analyzes a project or business venture by focusing on each of these factors. It typically consists of 4 boxes, one for each area, but the exact shape may vary depending on the design. SWOT diagrams can be especially useful when trying to decide whether or not to embark on a certain venture or strategy by visualizing the pros and cons. By clearly outlining all positives and negatives of a project, SWOT analysis makes it easier to decide how to move forward. First, you want to figure out how to build on the strengths of your organization. A SWOT analysis will help you identify the parts of your business that are doing well. These are your critical success factors, aspects of your business that are strong and give you a competitive advantage. Recognizing these assets will help you continue on at a high level, and you will need to find ways to leverage and build upon these strengths to grow your business. Next, you'll want to identify ways to improve on your weaknesses. Weaknesses are the factors that put you at a disadvantage to your competitors. Figuring out what these weaknesses are and taking actions to lessen them before they hurt your business is essential. This stage requires a detailed and candid analysis of what is going wrong within your organization. Now, you'll try to identify the opportunities available for your business. Try to pinpoint openings in the marketplace that you can take advantage of to help your business grow. These opportunities are caused by external factors, such as market fluctuations and trends. Always consider your strengths and weaknesses when assessing these opportunities. Not every opportunity is right for your company at the moment, but it may be not too far down the line. And now we'll try to figure out how to respond to threats to your business. Market fluctuations, government regulation, or public perception are all external factors that may affect your business in a negative way. By identifying these threats and finding ways to lessen or eliminate them, you are clearing the way for smoother sailing. As with opportunities, you need to consider your strengths and weaknesses when assessing threats. It's important to note that a strength for one part of your organization might be a weakness for another. For instance, the old-fashioned brand image and 100-year-old history of a company may benefit the farm equipment division, but it may not be such a boon for the new tech division. For this reason, you may want to perform a different SWOT analysis for each part of your business rather than for the business as a whole. Also, you'll very likely have the same factors listed in more than one of these categories. You can see how a company's weakness, for example, its lack of presence in a marketplace, could also be a major opportunity going forward. Here are some things to keep in mind while doing a SWOT analysis. Try to keep your SWOT diagram brief and to the point. Include the most pertinent details, but don't bog it down with too much explanation within the diagram. You can go into greater detail during meetings or in reports. Be sure to utilize employees from various areas of your company when getting input during your analysis. Consider feedback from your partners and customers as well. A variety of perspectives will result in a more thorough analysis. Keep the core objectives of your company's business plan in mind while performing your SWOT analysis. This will help guide you through seemingly unrelated internal and external factors. Arrange the results of your analysis in order of the most important factors to the least. This will help you prioritize action points going forward. With all that in mind, let's look at how you build a SWOT diagram. First, determine the objective. Decide on a key project or strategy to analyze and write it at the top of the page. Next, create a grid. Draw a large square and then divide it into 4 smaller squares. If you're using a diagramming program like SmartDraw, the templates already do this for you. All you have to do is type in the spaces. The boxes, of course, should be labeled strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. These are titles, so they should be distinguished from the rest of the text using either color or font size. Add the factors that affect the project to the applicable boxes. Factors are typically listed in bullet form. Continue adding, removing, or editing the factors as you go through your process. That's all there is to it. Now, draw your conclusions by analyzing the finished SWOT diagram. Be sure to note if the positive outcomes outweigh the negative. If they do, it may be a good decision to carry out the objective. If they do not, adjustments may need to be made, or certain objectives may need to be abandoned. Be sure to keep your SWOT analysis in an easy-to-access place for future reference and discussion. Some managers may want to keep an ongoing SWOT analysis, updating the diagram on a regular basis. Others may prefer to revise the analysis quarterly or yearly. Either way, it should not be left stagnant for long. We hope you've enjoyed learning about SWOT analysis. Thanks for watching.
Hi. I am going to explain how to conduct a SWOT analysis step by step. SWOT analysis is a key tool to develop a strategic plan. SWOT is the acronyms for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Normally, strengths and weaknesses are labeled as internal factors. Opportunities and threats are labeled as external factors. The shape I love the most, for the SWOT diagram, is made by 4 blocks with the title inside each of them. By a SWOT analysis, The team can decide if it is time to start a project by visualizing the pros and cons. Then, can be used for explore new solutions to problems, align the team to the most effective solution, enable a structured brainstorming. The step number 1 is to set a meeting with the team, with a clear description of the project you want to evaluate. The step number 2 is to take a big piece of paper and draw 4 blocks with the titles inside. The step number 3 is to fill the square of the strengths. Ask the team the right questions as, what do we do at an extraordinary level? What valuable assets do we have? What we and our customer identify as our main strengths. The step number 4 is to fill the square of the weaknesses. Ask the team the questions as, what we could do better? What could cause us problems? What are the last complaints we received? Remember in this step to be transparent and candid. Taiichi Ohno used to say, to have no problems is the biggest problem at all. The step number 5 is focused on opportunities. Here the questions are, what opportunities we know we can catch? There are some trends we are ready to get. The step number 6 is focused on threats. Ask the team the questions as, what could block our progress? Are our weaknesses potentially critical? Are economic conditions affecting our financial viability? Remember the step 1 of the clear objective. What is a strength for a project could be a weakness for another. So, be accurate and not too generic. On the other side, remember the problems can easily become an opportunity. What is next? At the end of the SWOT analysis, an action plan is more than welcome and a follow-up is to be set by the manager. I suggest having the SWOT analysis on the paper, always visible to the team, to be discussed and revised. Conclusion. The SWOT analysis is a collaborative tool that has to be used regularly to evaluate the pros and cons of starting a project. It is a tool to be used in a team, and it helps to be aligned to a common vision. SWOT analysis is a key tool to develop a business strategy. If you want one PDF with all the videos I suggest on SWOT analysis, just click the link below. If you loved this video, please share, like or subscribe. Thank you for watching it.